Please welcome the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Louisiana, Honorable J. Dardenne.
Thank you. Thank you. Please remain standing. Thank you very much. And please, you're doing good. Please rise for the presentation of colors by the Louisiana National Guard and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, to be followed by the Star-Spangled Banner performed by the Captain Shreve High School a cappella choir.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Governor Jindal, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, members, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the celebration of Louisiana's bicentennial and the first day of issue ceremony sponsored by the United States Postal Service. We're honored to have a number of elected officials and special guests joining us on this momentous occasion, and please join me as we welcome our guests. As we reflect on Louisiana 200 years after we became a part of the greatest nation on earth, let us imagine the splendor of this land in the eyes of those who first beheld its beauty. Imagine the wonder of Iberville and Bienville and Saint-Denis as they saw this paradise raw, pristine, and unspoiled. Imagine what it was like to bend the river's crescent and christen the Vieux Carré, to build the port system unmatched by any in the world, to break the great dam on the Red River, to have been there when the first oil gushed to the surface, to have planned the earliest Mardi Gras celebration, to have boiled the first crawfish, shot the first duck, caught the first redfish, harvested the first cypress log, to have first plowed the bayous in a pirogue, or to have docked at New Orleans on the first steamboat. None of us experienced any of these events, but those who preceded us helped shape the Louisiana that we know and love today, a place known for nature, laced with lore, and home to a happy blend of appetizing delicacies and fun that knows no end. From Avondale to Zwolle, from Shongaloo to Shack Bay, from Grand Coteau to Lake Bistineau, we have a language all our own, words and phrases that immediately identify the place we call home. Gumbo, Zydeco, Cabildo, Satchmo, Marie Laveau, Tabasco, Boudreaux and Thibodeau, and Fadodo, Who Dat, Where Yet, Throw me something, mister, Laissez les bon temps rouler. And for the newest generations of Louisianians, shoot 'em. Whether it's alligators or motion pictures, we're shooting them in Louisiana today. And as we look forward to the next 200 years, let us pause and give thanks to those who came before us and who helped shape the unique identity of this place we call home.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, Louisiana. What a great day it is to be a Louisianian. It seems as though all we ever hear these days is how poorly Louisiana is at doing something, or how we're one of the lowest states on some particular statistic. Well, I'm tired of hearing that, and I feel sure you are also. I've been given several lists that highlight Louisiana's greatest achievements that have occurred over the last 2 centuries in many different areas. And I guess I should not have been surprised, but I found loads of past accomplishments of our people and many superlatives of our state. The list of accomplishments told me that we're not only often one of the best at the South at what we do, but in many cases, we're the best in the nation and sometimes even the best in the world in many important areas. Thomas Jefferson is often acknowledged as our most intelligent and forward-thinking president, and he realized even way back in 1803, the importance of having the Louisiana Territory be purchased and become annexed to our then young nation. This Louisiana Purchase is what has established our country as the greatest in the world, and has also established our own state as the key state in this original land purchase. Our state was selected back then to carry the name of the Louisiana Purchase, as our people best represent the vitality and innovation of our whole nation back then and still today. This bicentennial celebration of our statehood is not just a party or just a lot of history being retold. This celebration is our own opportunity to show our children and to tell our people where we have come from and where we're going. We are truly a great state with remarkable resources, the best recreation and food anywhere, an outstanding business climate, a gift of a wonderful education system, many dedicated public officials like the ones present here today, and especially our wonderfully diverse culture and people. I feel truly blessed every day to live and work here in Louisiana and have raised my children here. We should tell our children and tell our visitors to our state who we are, and that we're always proud to be Louisianians. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now pleased to welcome our special guest for today. 100 years ago today, on April 30th, 1912, when the Louisiana Centennial was celebrated with a banquet at the Grunewald Hotel, later the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans, the Reverend Antonio Huot, a professor at Laval University in Quebec, spoke about the historical connection between our state and Quebec. He spoke of the intimate link between Canada and what he called the beautiful, rich, and fertile Louisiana. He noted that both Canada and Louisiana were born in the shadow of the flag of old France, and that both had been supremely blessed. He noted that two French-Canadian brothers, Iberville and Bienville, were responsible for the foundation and settlement of Louisiana. And he observed that Canada and Louisiana had back-to-back the very same governor, the Marquis de Vaudreuil. Now, 100 years later, to the day, we're pleased to welcome Madame Monique Gagnon-Tremblay, the Minister of International Relations and Francophone Affairs, as the official representative of Quebec, to bring greetings and to bestow a gift from Quebec to the state of Louisiana on the occasion of our 200th birthday. Madame?
I would like to thank Lieutenant Governor J. Dardenne for inviting me to be a guest of honor at the events held to celebrate the bicentennial of Louisiana statehood. Thank you, Jay, and thank you, my dear friends, for allowing Quebec to be part of your historic celebrations. Your hospitality is yet another confirmation of the strong ties that have united us for many years and our mutual commitment to our long-term relations. It is true honor for me to be here today in this prestigious setting and to have the privilege of addressing this joint session of your legislature on the very anniversary of such a significant day in your history. For the government I represent, relations with the United States are a high priority. Efforts in this area by the Quebec government focus primarily on several objectives which are well aligned with U.S. concerns and orientations, especially with regards to trade. Our economies are highly integrated. In the U.S., 8 million jobs depend on trade with Canada, and in Canada, it is 3 million jobs that depend on commerce with the U.S. But relations between Quebec and Louisiana go beyond economic priorities. As you know, we share a cultural language that includes the French language. That is why the government of Quebec supports its artists abroad, and also why we support Francophone communities in the United States. Your network of French teachers and other American partners who share a commitment to make French a vibrant language on our continent. I cannot leave you without saluting the substantial contribution of Louisiana Acadians community to the vitality of Francophone culture in North America, particularly its music, cuisine, and world-class cultural events, such the Festival International de Louisiane and the Cajun and Creole festivals. To thank you for your invitation, express our appreciation for your contribution to Francophone culture in North America, and commemorate the bicentennial of your accession to statehood, Quebec is pleased to present Louisiana with a work of art that illustrates our close ties, and created by Johanna C. Jack Iturkalak. The work is called Bears Playing. It is sculpted in soapstone, a durable material that conjures up the long-standing friendships between Quebec and Louisiana, both key members of North America's Francophone community. Thank you and happy birthday, Louisiana.
Madame, merci beaucoup. Vous êtes toujours bienvenue à Louisiane. This beautiful piece of art will be on display at the Capitol Park Museum tonight, when hopefully you'll all join us for the bicentennial reception this evening at the museum. And we will return the favor, Madame. We have for you a first issuance stamp from Louisiana that's going to be mounted, a big first day issuance envelope and stamp when we get it from the post office. But as you'll see momentarily, today's the first day of issuance, so we'll have to send it to you. But merci beaucoup. I'm now pleased to introduce an iconic figure in both Louisiana and Canada, particularly Quebec. An author, an avid promoter of the French language and culture of Louisiana, a television producer, and an accomplished singer and songwriter, Zachary Richard is an iconic figure and native son who has championed the French language culture in Louisiana. Please welcome our native son, Zachary Richard.
I had the honor and pleasure of having lunch at the governor's mansion today, and as I was thanking Lieutenant Governor Dardenne, he pulled me to the side and he said, "Zachary, you've heard of Sing for Your Supper?" I said, "Yes, sir, I have." Well, he said, "Well, this is called Sing for Your Lunch." I would like to sing for you what I think is the oldest song in the considerable repertoire of Louisiana music. This song was composed in what was the first post established in the Mississippi Valley. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, it was not New Orleans, but it was Natchitoches. And this song symbolizes for me what Louisiana has become, because out of many rivers, out of many tributaries came a great stream. Because there were African people at Natchitoches. There were American Indians. There were Spanish people across the way. And Natchitoches was founded by people who didn't cross the ocean, but came down the Mississippi River. We have celebrated our French heritage. We have overlooked the considerable ties which link Louisiana to Quebec. Iberville, Bienville, Saint-Denis, Lafrenière, Chauvin, the names of this history of ours which we share with Quebec. And I would like to dedicate this song in celebration of l'amitié franco-louisianaise, québécoise, dans l'espoir que cette amitié va pouvoir résonner encore pour 200 ans. And for the linguistically challenged, members of the Acadiana delegation are standing by to do the translation for a reasonable fee. Wo nekitosh, j'avais un brun à qui je veux lui faire fortune. J'ai que mes dimanches pour aller la voir. J'ai que mes dimanches pour aller la voir. Et par un beau matin, je me suis allé. Je lui ai trouvé sur son lit couché. Dormez belle, sommeillez-vous, belle mes amours, je ne pense qu'à vous. Et si que vous avez un habit à prendre, prenez-la dans couleur descente, parce que c'est la plus triste couleur pour deux amants qui vivent qu'en longueur. Vive l'amitié louisiano-québécois. Merci.
We have invited several distinguished native sons and daughters of Louisiana to offer their thoughts on what our great state has meant to them in the development of their careers. Cokie Roberts was one of our invitees, the daughter of two distinguished Louisiana congressmen, Hale Boggs and Lindy Boggs. And Cokie, of course, is a noted journalist and author, and unfortunately she fell and broke her wrist yesterday or day before yesterday and was unable to be with us. But she did send a letter asking me to read it to you and offering her sincere regrets at her inability to be here. You can imagine how distressed I am not to be there today. Not only is it a momentous occasion, it also sounds like a great party, and I hate to miss it. Mama hates missing it even more. She's happy and well at 96. I know you will be pleased to hear. When I told her yesterday that I had to cancel because of my broken wrist, it means I can't dress myself, she immediately replied that wouldn't be a problem on Bourbon Street. So you see, she remains her wonderful self. Part of the reason I so wanted to be there was to honor my mother and father for their many decades of service to our great state, the place our family simply refers to as home, and to honor you who continue to serve. I'm so grateful that you have afforded us the opportunity to celebrate that service and to reflect on the people who came before us in Louisiana history. When my ancestor, William Charles Cole Claiborne, came dashing down the Mississippi from Natchez to claim the Louisiana Territory for the fledgling United States, he wrote that beautiful women and fashionable men came out to watch, warily lowering of the French flag and the raising of the American one. He knew Louisianians' prevailing fear of the fact that strangers to their laws and manners as well as language had been sent to rule over them, as the descendant of a prominent Creole woman put it. One of the first things he did to allay those fears was to pay a call on the Ursuline nuns. Those noble women had arrived on these shores in 1727 and immediately swung into action, establishing the first school for women and the first Catholic school in what was to become the United States, and providing the social services that still characterize their great work. In a radical move, the nuns also opened a school for the Indians and free blacks. Claiborne assured the religious that they would be protected in their persons, their property, and the religion of their choice. It was an acknowledgement of respect for differences and really the beginning of what we have come to call multiculturalism, and it began here in Louisiana. That's much of what this bicentennial celebrates. So happy birthday, dear state. May all of us from our 64 parishes with our different backgrounds, religions, races, music, food, and fun continue to thrive, and may we do it together as proud products of Louisiana. All the best to you and the other celebrants. Cokie Roberts. Thank you, Cokie. Our first speaker is one of America's most colorful and quotable political pundits. It should surprise no one that a maestro of politics calls Louisiana home. Despite his worldwide recognition, he and his wife, Republican Mary Madeline, there's a mixed marriage there, call New Orleans home now that he serves on the faculty of Tulane University. Please welcome our proud native son, James Carville.
Yeah. You know, Kid Ann, Miss Nippy used to say that, tell me who you run with and I'll tell you who you are. So the 199 people I'm running with today, I'd say her boy's in pretty good company here. Huh? I want to recognize my dear friend Reverend Magnum from the old Clinton days will tell you the most passionate and fervent member of any congregation is a convert, and the most passionate and fervent Louisianian we have is my wife, Mary Madeline, who, daughter of the South Side, has taken this state and adopted it, and just so delighted that you're here with me today, honey, and just couldn't be happy about the whole thing. I notice I say I'm notable Louisianian. I really think the most notable thing about my life is that my mother was from Avoyelles and my daddy was from Iberville, and I never got indicted. The great joy that I had in my life was to be able to grow up the oldest of 8 children and to live and enjoy this culture and everything that it offers. And the great privilege of my life is to be able to return and work with people like our mayor to protect and defend this culture. Thank you very much.